Hi, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations. I don't know when you're actually going to be watching this video, but I'm going to assume that at some point it'll be on a special day for a special person, so I'd like to say happy birthday to Mom. I know this machine was restored specifically for Mom's 60th birthday party, so I hope you're enjoying it. This video will give you an idea of what I've done to the machine and how to get it set up and maintain it. The only thing that's not on the machine that will be on the machine when you get it are the stabilization feet. I'm still putting polyurethane on them and they're not dry yet, but there'll be two wooden pieces that will be screwed onto the bottom of the machine so that it won't tip. Right now these are pretty tippy. So the entire machine was in pretty rough shape when I got it. Very, very dirty, very, very rusty. Probably one of the worst I've ever seen. But that just made it more of a challenge for me. And when I do a restoration, I take everything that you can see off of the machine, break it down into its individual parts, clean all of those individual parts, and then reassemble the entire machine. That's kind of the short version of it. There's a much longer version of it, but this is not the original playfield that was on this machine. Unfortunately, we couldn't find a replacement that was the original. So Sarah and her brother thought maybe you would like that one, and I hope you do. This frame was very, very badly rusted. It was chrome, as was this piece, to the point where it was beyond hope for chrome. So I ended up sanding it and painting it any number of times with Rust-Oleum primer paint, and then actually used a chrome paint which gives it a silvery look, a little different than silver, but it's not as shiny as the actual chrome. But I think it came out nice, certainly for the condition that it was in. I'm going to open this up so you get a little bit better view of the play field. Everything here was all taken off, all cleaned. This silver on this piece, I have the capability to put the silver back on, so I did that. Obviously you clean all the stainless steel, all the nails get tumbled so they're nice and shiny. This is the original inspection sticker that was on the machine when we got it. Okay, so that's the front. I'm going to turn this around now and show you the back, and I'll also show you how to get this set up and ready to play. There we go. So again, everything you see here comes off. These metal pieces were just terribly, terribly rusted. I had to use a couple of gallons of my rust remover to get rid of all of the rust and get them cleaned up. We got everything working. The wiring needed some help, but we've got the wiring. Actually, I forgot to bring in the transformer. Oh well. I don't have a 9-volt battery on me, but I'll tell you about the 9-volt transformer in just a minute. So this is the way the back is set up. I built what's called a catch box. This just sits down here. There is actually a piece missing here that is just a thing that would funnel the balls down. It's not really necessary. I unfortunately didn't have a spare part from another machine to be able to put it on, but it's not going to hurt anything. So when you get this, couple of things you're going to do. I give you a transformer. It's got two spade terminals on it. They're the terminals that look like this. And up here there's a blue and a black. And you're just going to slide one of the metal pieces up and tighten it, and slide the other one in and tighten it. Doesn't matter which side. It's direct voltage, so it doesn't matter. And that will power a light here that lights up when you're out of balls. It will power the light that's here that lights when you do get a jackpot. And I don't know that you'll ever see this light come on. It is functional, and I'll explain to you what that light is for in just a minute. So here's the balls that you're going to have. This should be plenty of balls for a recycler machine. You're going to start by loading the balls into the machine. And this is kind of noisy, so I'm going to stop talking. So when you get a certain amount of balls up in here, this weight shifts, it lifts this up, and I'll show you what happens on the front of the machine. It also takes the weight off of this switch. If we did have the transformer hooked up, this would have been down like this, making contact with this. This light would have been on, saying, hey, I don't have enough, or I don't have any pachinko balls. So once there's enough balls in here, and you notice they drop down into this center tray. This is called the recycle tray. Once there's enough in here, the weight shift mechanisms take over and stop these balls here. Now, when you need more balls in this tray, the weight will shift again, and it will let more balls down automatically. So you don't have to worry about that. You can add a bunch of balls in there if you want to. It doesn't really matter. The balls fill into this tray. They go down a double run, and you notice this is homemade. The original piece that goes there is a piece of stainless steel on a spring-loaded arm that goes in here. This piece was completely broken off, and the spring piece was there, but the piece of stainless steel was completely missing. Again, I did not have a replacement part. They're pretty hard to come by. So I just made this. This just is to keep the balls in this trough in single file. If not, they would jump over the top of each other and create a problem. If you lift up on this, you'll see in here, I don't know if you can see it that well, but there are 14 balls in this brass piece here. And this is the jackpot balls. So when a jackpot is made, what's going to happen is any ball that's going to pay will end up in this plastic piece, drop down to the bottom, run over to here to this red piece. So you want to make sure that this red piece is down on the left and up on the right. It'll sit in there like that rather than that. So when a ball comes down the ramp, it's going to go into the end, it'll tip and continue, and then it resets. So you want to make sure you start with this red piece right here. It tips back and forth. Make sure it's down on the left. Okay? And then the machine is ready to play. Now, this light, let me turn the machine around the other way. So right now the machine is ready to go. It's ready to play. It's all loaded. And with a recycler, this machine will play a long time because the losing balls go back into the center tray, which feeds the jackpot. The winning balls are going to drop into this catch box. So if you win a lot, you're going to end up with a lot of balls in here. So eventually you're just going to lift this out of here and put the balls up here in the upper hopper tray. Okay, so let's get this back around. Okay, so this is a single shot. There's no feed tray here. Normally you would load the feed tray. It's a single shot. When the weight transfer back there says, hey, I've got enough balls, there's a little chrome cover in here that lifts up. And right now you can see that the hole is showing. When there's no pachinko balls in the machine, or you run out of pachinko balls, that little chrome cover is going to come down, and it won't let you put a ball in the machine. So that basically says, hey, I need to have more balls up in the hopper. And then again, the weight shift will lift that little cover out of the way. Now, before I actually start to play, I want to show you this little white piece here. Unfortunately, that piece broke during the restoration assembly. I've got it put back together, but it's not 100% the way it was designed to be. I play pachinko like this. I put one ball in, I launch it, and then I put another ball in. Now the reason that they went to the trays to feed is so that people could just keep going like this and launching balls one after another. So the mechanism inside says if you get too many balls that are queued up as winners, it will put some balls in a different area, and you can actually see in here if that ever happens. It probably will never happen. You'll probably never see it. But the light would turn on. There's a light bulb behind this. The light would turn on and would tell you you've had 2 balls, one paid out, one didn't. If you want the second one to pay out, you're going to push down on this. And when you push down on this, it lifts the lever in the back, which then kicks the ball out into the pay area. This just is very tight. It does work, but I would caution against using it. Again, I don't think you will ever get 2 balls in the machine to the point where that would ever light up. So this just becomes moot. It's there because it's supposed to be, but it's I would just kind of leave it alone. So to play the machine, in you go and launch a ball. Drop one in, launch a ball. Launch a ball. Now I've got this set so that you can go all the way down and let go, and it won't go all the way around. You can adjust the tension on the back, and if you did launch it hard enough, it would go all the way around and drop back down, and you could just launch it again. Let me see if I can get this thing to actually pay. This is a tough machine. It's not an easy machine to win on. Okay, we're going to cheat. On this side, there's a lever you lift up on, and it will allow you to open this up. So if you do get a ball in one of the pay pockets, you'll hear the ding. This tips and drops the balls out into this area. So that's a win. There's a win. If it goes in here, whoops, without the glass on, it would go behind this and come out this hole and drop in here. Now that the tulip is open, it's easier to get the ball into the tulip. Let me see if I can get it into the tulip. Oh, there we go. Now, because I didn't bring the transformer in, which was dumb of me, but I didn't. There it goes. There's a light back here with a red filter. So this whole center circle lights up nice and red and says, hey, you won. And then when you do run low on balls, there's a light behind this attraction here, and that light will come on. So that's how you set it up. I'm certainly available for any questions. Anytime, contact me. And again, happy birthday, Mom.